good morning, everybody. Mark again here, WeatherMan Plus. Happy Monday to each one of you. Now, we got big updates on the tropics. We have 4 waves by National Hurricane Center that is being looked at, and we have a 5th one coming. So let's not waste no more time. Let's get right to the forecast. Share the video, help support the video, hit the like button, subscribe if you've never been here before. I am all year long, been here for years, and going to remain here for years to come. Now, real quick, on the Pacific side, we still have Tropical Storm Celia, still no threat to anybody, still bringing that rainfall to the southwest of the U.S. for the monsoon season, as well as this disturbance over here. It's at 30% in 5 days, 10% in the next 48 hours, still no threat to nobody, and continuing bringing your rainfall to the monsoon season. Now, let's get to the information from National Hurricane Center on all 4 of these tropical waves. So we have 4 waves that is in between the west coast of Africa and the Lesser Antilles. And all 4 of them is coming into the Caribbean sooner or later. So remember, I do have all these links in the description for you to go read about this, as well as the updates as it comes along. So the first Atlantic tropical wave is at 18 west, south of 16 north, and moving west at 15 to 20 knots. And that puts that right about here, just coming off the west coast of Africa. Plus, we have another tropical wave at 31 west, south of 15 north, and moving west around 15 knots. And that puts that one right here, this new disturbance that we have for this morning, and is expecting to form in this region right here. I will go through that for you. Plus, we have a third tropical wave. It is at 61 west, south of 16 north, and moving west around 15 knots. And that puts that right here already past the Windward and the Leeward Islands, and it is bringing the rainfall. Now, that third wave is helping to induce scattered showers and thunderstorms over the Lesser Antilles, mainly south of Guadalupe and across the eastern Caribbean Sea. Enhanced rainfall and gusty winds will continue across the Windward Islands and southern Leeward Islands through this morning and spread across the ABC Islands later today and tonight. And I did wait a little bit this morning so we can get the fresh update from National Hurricane Center, the 8 a.m. update. So still the disturbance that's in the Gulf of Mexico, disturbance 2, is at 10% in the next 48 hours, 20% in the next 5 days. And so far it's just going to be disorganized thunderstorms coming to Texas, Louisiana, but the Euro is showing that it could get a surface low as it's coming on land for Texas. Still no threat for a tropical storm or anything like that, but it will bring your rainfall. Now, development of this system is expected to be slow to occur while it moves west, southwest, about 10 miles per hour towards the northwestern Gulf of Mexico and approaches the coast of southern Texas and northeastern Mexico during the next few days. Plus, we have disturbance 3, which will be Invest 95L. It has 20% chance in the next 5 days, 0% chance in the next 48 hours. Now, right now, it is disorganized showers and thunderstorms, but environmental conditions could become conducive for gradual development later this week while the system moves west, northwest at around 15 miles per hour over the central tropical Atlantic. And we have the Invest 94L. It is disturbance 1. It is at 90% chance in the next 5 days, but 70% chance in the next 48 hours. Now, environmental conditions appear conducive for further development, and a tropical depression is likely to form during the next couple of days before the system reaches the Windward Islands Tuesday night, or possibly while moving westward across the southern Caribbean Sea Wednesday through Friday. Now, a Hurricane Hunter aircraft is scheduled to investigate the system this afternoon today, guys. Interest in the Windward Islands and along the northeastern coast of Venezuela should monitor the progress of this system, and tropical storm watches or warnings could be required for portions of these areas later today. And you can already see that it already become pretty much a tropical depression already. We just need to get circulation around the center on all 4 sides before it actually becomes a surface low. But it's already at 34 miles per hour winds, is at 1,008 millibar pressure, and it is moving 18 miles per hour to the west. So it already is a tropical depression as far as winds, and it could become stronger before it gets to the center of circulation. That's why it could be tropical storm watches or warnings before it actually becomes a surface low or even get named. Right now it's still in Invest, but I expect this to update to maybe a PTC, potential tropical cyclone, before it comes to the Windward Islands, because you have tropical storm conditions that could be affecting you. So even though it won't be a tropical storm yet because it don't have the circulation, there could be tropical storm impacts. That's why you could be getting the warnings or watches. But you can see this best when we look at it right here. So first of all, we have this first group right here passing by the Windward and Leeward Islands. This is the one that's bringing y'all the rainfall that you were getting yesterday as well. We have the Invest 94L that is going to be moving its way that way and getting stronger. Plus we have another wave that's coming off that they're looking at, another wave coming off the coast of Africa, and I'm going to show you with the NASA satellite data that we have another wave coming right behind that one. So let's get into the data just for a minute just to show you what's going on, because now it's showing that later on in these model data runs, as you look at the runs, that you're going to start seeing a lifting of the Bermuda High, the Azores High. This is what's swinging everything into our Caribbean, but it is moving east, northeast, and it's going to start relaxing, and that's going to allow that second disturbance to move a little more north, northwest, and possibly not go towards Florida like we've been seeing. Still possibly an up-level low, bringing some rainfall. So as we look with the AO, the Arctic Oscillation, the cold fronts, according to the Euro, you see the cold fronts that we are getting, but that second one is taking a little more of a northern track than it did yesterday, showing that it is not coming that far to the south. It will be more like over the mid-Atlantic, then go out and park over the tropical Atlantic, the northern Atlantic. You can also see that GFS is continuing to say the same thing as the Euro. We have our dip of cold air, cooler temperatures that is coming and still here now. But this one that's coming after that, where we need it to come in and block, this is even better. If it don't block, it lifts way up. Look how much further it lifted way up than yesterday. That would allow this to swing around the Bermuda High and go out to the Atlantic Ocean. No threat for anybody. No way it could get into our Gulf. It won't get pushed into our Gulf with this high pressure not even being nowhere near the Gulf. It will swing around the high pressure. So as the high pressure moves more east, northeast, so will the system. So we don't have guidance on the next disturbance, which will become 95L Invest. So as we check up on our Invest 94L, our first disturbance, you can see the chances for a tropical depression according to the GFS, that it will strengthen up right before it goes towards the same area, towards Honduras and Nicaragua, towards Central America. And you can see how it's getting to that red. That's a 100% chance. That means you go to the next level. So when you check the chances to be a tropical storm, you can see with the GFS run that it does start to strengthen up as it goes towards Central America, towards Honduras and Nicaragua. It gets all the way up to that bright orange, which is up to 80 to 90% chance of becoming at least a tropical storm. And as you can see, the next two names that is on the list, we would have Bonnie, and if that next disturbance becomes Invest 95L and does form up, that would be Colin. And you can see with the model guidance for Invest 94L, and this black line being your control member, and you see it goes right towards Nicaragua, right into the Pacific Ocean, and keeps on tracking. And that's the most likely track out of all the model guidance you might see. And when you look at the intensity of it, you can see that more than likely it will become a weak tropical storm, if anything, as it gets closer towards Nicaragua. There is a couple of them that show it could go all the way down to a high-end tropical storm, maybe even right on the edge of a hurricane. But the controlled member shows that it will be at least a tropical storm, strengthening at the last minute. Now, when you look at the automatic tropical cyclone guidance, you can see a lot of the members does take it all the way up to 60 to 80 knot winds with this system, and some of them show it could be even still stronger towards a Cat 2, maybe even still a major hurricane. But the majority of them take it anywhere to right below a hurricane to where it could be towards a Cat 2 hurricane strength. So this could be strengthening up, guys. And this is your big culprit right here. This is your Azores High. And as you can see, the high pressure swings all the way out into the Gulf, and it does start relaxing back just like we see in the data. So as you can see, this is where it would swing everything along this direction, and it starts forming right away from Venezuela. And as you go towards July 2nd and 3rd, it starts getting a little bit of strength as you go towards Nicaragua. It goes all the way down to a 982 by July 2nd. Also, you got this next wave. As you can see here, it starts going into the high pressure, but the high pressure also moves away to the east northeast. And just like we saw in the ensembles of the most likely outcome yesterday, you can see it does form up a surface low around July 7th, still swinging it around this high pressure. So what we saw in the control member of the perturbed members yesterday is showing true in the model data today. So that data always shows true in the model guidance when you look at it. So as that lifts up, like we're seeing with the cold front not coming so deep, and that allows this to swing around the high pressure and die off. You can see the wave right here as it continues to swing away from us. Now at the moment, it's still a little too far to be sure, but you can see how that next wave, the next disturbance that we are looking at, is coming in right past Dominican Republic around July 10th, just a group of disorganized thunderstorms, and it keeps heading to the west with that. It goes into the Western Caribbean. So far it's a little too far. Don't see no formation out of that tropical wave yet, but you can see it does make it into the Northern Caribbean islands so far. I will keep you updated. You can also see with the Euro that it does strengthen up as a tropical depression all the way to 100% right before it reaches Nicaragua, as that next system starts headed towards Puerto Rico. And you can see chances for just a tropical depression diminishes quickly, and it don't go past Puerto Rico. So it does go down to an upper level low, a group of disorganized thunderstorms, as it swings around this Azores high and gets swung out into the Atlantic Ocean. But when you check for chances with the Euro for a chance for a tropical storm, at least for Nicaragua, you see there is a little bit of a chance, but Euro shows that it strengthens up after it passes y'all, and you get your 50 to 60, maybe even 70% chance of a tropical storm after it passes y'all, not before landfall. So it will be at least a high-end tropical depression, and it won't be a tropical storm till after it passes you, according to the Euro. GFS says it's going to strengthen right before landfall, and that was the trend for quite some time, that it would strengthen at the last minute. So as we take a look at our possible cyclone locations, you can see how we get that disturbance moving to the west-southwest of the Gulf of Mexico towards southern Texas, just like National Hurricane has said, and this is within the next 3 days. As we get to Invest 94L, still moving westward on the southern end of the Caribbean islands. And that next wave does go a little bit northern through the MDR, the main development region. And as you keep going through, you can see that that cyclone does sort of go towards Texas, a little bit towards Houston, and possibly form up a surface low. That won't be anything to worry about, but it will bring y'all the rainfall you'll so desperately need. As you continue to go, you see the most likely outcome is that it will go somewhere towards Nicaragua and possibly strengthening up right before landfall. As this next disturbance goes around this Azores high and swings a little bit to the northern now, because that cold front isn't coming that deep, and swings all the way around. There's still a member or two that shows it could still go to the west and go towards Florida. So we still don't have exact information on whether that cold front will be lifting up and that Azores high pressure will be going to the east, northeast, and swinging this around. So this is still unknown at this part, but the data is showing that so far this will continue to go around this high pressure and not take these tracks towards Florida. Matter of fact, when you look at the SpaghettiOs, the same thing, cyclone locations, according to the Euro, you can see in 72 hours where Invest 94L will become as it moves through the Caribbean and becomes at least tropical depression Bonnie or tropical storm Bonnie, moving towards Nicaragua. As you see that next one moving towards the Leeward Islands within the next 5 days, and it takes that northern path. It does show that it does have a chance to strengthen up for a minute, but as you continue to watch it, you see it will get demolished from all the shear, from all the high pressure, and swing somewhere around the eastern Bahamas by Turks and Caicos and go around. But at the same time, if you take a look, right around that time, we do have that cold front, and that is what's smushing everything to the east. But we could still get a front-induced system in the south and the southeast, and it could not only bring you rainfall, but that could bring some winds with that, because this is according to the Euro ensemble members. And remember, the Euro is a little more accurate, guys. So the Euro does see that there is a chance to get a front-induced system coming with that next cold front. I will stay on top of this. So as we check the update with the perturbed members, you can see there's lots of chances for this to come around. You can see that right here that you have it coming towards Nicaragua with that first one, the Invest 94L, while this one shows it will stay weak to the last minute, while that other one, the next disturbance, swings around the Leeward Islands. But you can also see right here on E10 that it shows that it will stay weak and strengthen up at the last second, and that has been the trend. At the same time, you have that next wave, the next disturbance moving through Puerto Rico right there. And as it heads more north around the Azores High, it does show that it could strengthen up and take that westward push straight over Florida. Now, we'll keep you updated. That has not been what's in the data. The data so far shows that it will be lifting away with the cold front, and that wouldn't make it in. Honestly, I believe that this model guidance don't know which way it's going to go when it gets hit with this cold front. It don't know if it's going to go west. It don't know if it goes east, because we do have another one showing it could get into the Gulf of Mexico, something very weak, but anything could still happen. But as of this morning, let's look at our controlled member, and that's this one right here. We can see we do get an upper level low in the next 48 hours right around southern Texas, just like National Hurricane Center is saying. As we get to Invest 94L moving towards the Wayward Islands, and as we keep on going, you can see that that does move through by Venezuela, does start to strengthen up and go towards Nicaragua. That has been the trend, and that is the most likely outcome according to the perturbed members. Also, you can see that that next wave, the most likely outcome is that it will continue to just move through as a group of disorganized thunderstorms and not form up into anything at all. Just be a tropical wave that swings around the Azores High, and there's no threat at all. Matter of fact, as we look at the update with the NASA satellite, you can see how we start getting Invest 94L starts making its way towards Nicaragua, but the heaviness of the precipitation is not getting around that storm, feeding it, helping it strengthen up. You see it does tighten up right around the 30th. As we keep going forward, that's the most likely outcome, is to go right towards Nicaragua with a little bit of strengthening at the last second, getting some precipitation starting to come in, but it's not heavy precipitation. And when the next disturbance forms up, it does show that it will form up sometime around July 2nd, and it will be right in the center of the Caribbean, but you do see there's a lot more precipitation possibly that can get involved with that cyclone. But as it continues to move to the west, not the northwest, because you have all this high pressure of this dust moving behind it, that it continues to move to the west, stays something weak, and it still goes a little bit to the southwest, something very disorganized, going towards Nicaragua and Honduras after y'all get Invest 94L. And as far as it forming back up, it shows that it might have a chance later on as it heads towards the Gulf of Mexico. Something very weak, but it does have precipitation with it. You can even see that upper level low does have a chance to form at the last second. So I will keep my eyes open on this. So far, there is a lot of possibilities, and it's just too far to be sure, guys. But as you look at the whole basin, you can see the next tropical waves coming. So as we have Invest 94L moving in, we have that next disturbance moving through, and so far getting pushed west, which we still don't know the outcome of that. The data shows that it will be lifted north, but so far the NASA satellite isn't agreeing with that data. So maybe the data will update and show that cold front coming down and blocking all this, and that's why it makes that westward push. At the same time, you can see we also have more tropical waves coming off. So that next disturbance, that next tropical wave, this one will be the fourth one, will start moving through for the beginning of July. And as we get towards July 5th and 6th, we get another tropical wave coming off of the coast of Africa with another plume of dust right behind it. So you can see there is going to be a fifth tropical wave moving right after we deal with these four waves. But so far with the 0Z run, which is the most accurate with our weather balloon information, you can see the precipitation with the GFS. So we have Invest 94L. First, we have that first tropical wave that is over here towards the Leeward and Windward Islands, bringing y'all the rainfall y'all got last night. Possible wind gusts. That continues to move west with no formation. Invest 94L continues to get formation while we get that next disturbance, becomes a northward wave, while this moves towards Nicaragua, starts getting formed up with a good bit of precipitation right towards Honduras and Nicaragua, while that next tropical wave moves over the Leeward Islands around July 2nd and goes towards Puerto Rico and keeps moving to the west-northwest. At the same time, you can see we do get that cold front coming in, but you see it don't go far to the south, just like we saw on MJO. It goes up to the mid-Atlantic and it goes out to the northern Atlantic and just parks over there. At the same time, bam, it hits that tropical wave as it starts moving to the west, and it suppresses it so far to the east, and it goes around the Azores High and just swings around and don't come in. So not only does it swing around, the Azores High goes to the east-northeast and pulls this a little further out into the ocean. It also gets hit with that cold front to where if it did try to make that westward push, that it would get hit. But at the same time, you can see right behind this one that we have that next wave that has a better formation. It is a little more northern, but it is growing in strength with it as it moves west as well. Now, this morning it shows it will break up, but we don't know the outcome for that because that is way too far to be predicting what that wave is going to do. But so far, it's showing it has better formation than this next disturbance that we are looking at that didn't have all that formation by then. This one does show that it will have a better formation as it comes along, and it will be a little more northern. As we get another wave that will be moving off the west coast of Africa around July 10th or July 11th. So the MDR is definitely waking up. It does have some dust with it, but a lot of it is thinned out. So it has some plumes, but it's thinning out immediately. So it is giving it late precipitation wraparounds in these storms, which is why it's not forming up early and really strengthening up to some serious hurricanes. But at the last second, they could definitely strengthen up and cause issues. So I will stay up to date on this for you guys. At the same time, what is in the Gulf of Mexico? And I know how badly y'all are in the drought. If y'all follow Danny from Deep South Homestead, he showed his crops this morning, and he pulled up his corn from the ground and shook it, and just dust come off of it. It was like, wow, I've never seen something so dry before. That literally dust is what the roots was in. It was horrible. God bless you, Danny, man. That was terrible. Now, the GFS shows that it will bring a lot of precipitation to y'all and go all the way to Texas. And where it has that possible surface low forming up around Wednesday, around Thursday is where the heaviest precipitation is going to be from that disorganized thunderstorms that is moving into the Gulf of Mexico. So y'all will be getting some rainfall out of it. And a lot of y'all, it's a little too late, but it is coming. And even the Euro agrees as well. As you keep on going through, that cold front coming down gets a front-induced system. And you see it does bring a surface low. That's why you see all that heavy precipitation forming. A little more southern for Texas for Wednesday going into Thursday. So there is some more rainfall coming for you guys. And it does get strengthened as you go into Friday, according to the Euro. Now, this won't be no tropical storm, but it could become a very weak tropical depression that don't last that long. But if anything, it is bringing y'all some rainfall. So I pray y'all do get that. Matter of fact, as you look at the update from National Hurricane Center under tropical waves, you can see for the Gulf of Mexico that for the forecast, a weak surface trough extends from coastal Louisiana to southwest Florida, and it will drift westward over the next few days. A weak low pressure is expected to form from the remnants of the trough across the north central Gulf Monday night and drift west and inland through Wednesday. Otherwise, a weak surface ridge will dominate the Gulf waters through the weekend and into the early next week, supporting mainly gentle to moderate winds and slight to moderate seas. Either way, within the next 5 days, there will be at least an inch or two of rainfall coming towards Texas, coming towards Louisiana, also Mississippi. So please click on this link. Please go in the description so you can see exactly what you are getting, because you can go all the way in and see exactly what you're getting in your area for the rainfall amount, according to Euro, also according to the GFS. That way you know what you can expect. I pray y'all do get the rainfall, especially after seeing Danny's video. It is pretty frightening, especially if you're a farmer. And that is the update so far this morning. I wanted to try and make it as short as possible. Tomorrow, I'm going to go a little more in depth to these 4 tropical waves, potentially 5, and see exactly what the outcome could be, what the data says of what the model guidance will be showing us in the future. So God bless all of you. Thank you so much for visiting my channel today. And thank you to Dean and Paulette as well. We did hear from Paulette, guys. She is okay. God bless you, Paulette. She is such a good spirit, and she congratulated Dean. She understands we got to be fair. We did wait 2 or 3 days. So Dean did contact me. He will be getting that generator. And to be honest, y'all, God knows what's in my heart. I wish my channel was doing so great that I could buy one of these every week until every single one of you has a generator. That's what I pray for. That's what I wish God would provide if it is his will. If he does, that is what I'm going to do. I think all of y'all need at least one generator. And I'm going to work as hard as I can to help make that happen. I want one every week. I want a drawing every week for y'all to have a chance for a generator. That's what I really want. And in the spirit of what's happening to all you farmers, especially what I saw with Danny this morning, that was so sad. God bless you, man. I want to read Haggai 1. In the 2nd year of Darius the king, in the 6th month, in the 1st day of the month, came the word of the Lord by Haggai, the prophet, unto Zerubbabel, the son of Shealtiel, governor of Judah, and to Joshua, the son of Josedek, the high priest. Forgive me for chopping them names up if I did. I'm sure I did. Saying, Thus speaketh the Lord of hosts, saying, This people say, the time is not come, the time that the Lord's house should be built. Then came the word of the Lord by Haggai, the prophet, saying, Is it time for you, O ye, to dwell in your sealed houses, and this house lie waste? Now therefore thus saith the Lord of hosts, Consider your ways. Ye have sown much, and bring in little. Ye eat, but ye have not enough. Ye drink, but ye are not filled with drink. Ye clothe you, but there is none warm. And he that earneth wages to put it into a bag with holes. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, Consider your ways. Go up to the mountain and bring wood and build the house, and I will take pleasure in it, and I will be glorified, saith the Lord. Ye looked for much, and lo, it came to little. And when ye brought it home, it did blow upon it. Why? Saith the Lord of hosts, because of mine house that is waste, and ye run every man unto his own house. Therefore the heaven over you is stayed from dew, and the earth is stayed from her fruit. And I called for a drought upon the land, and upon the mountains, and upon the corn, and upon the new wine, and upon the oil, and upon that which the ground bringeth forth, and upon men, and upon cattle, and upon all the labor of the lands. Then Zerubbabel, the son of Shealtiel, and Joshua, the son of Josedek, the high priest, with all the remnant of the people, obeyed the voice of the Lord their God, and the words of Haggai the prophet, as the Lord their God had sent him. And the people did fear before the Lord. Then spake Haggai, the Lord's messenger, in the Lord's message unto the people, saying, I am with you, saith the Lord. And the Lord stirred up the spirit of Zerubbabel, the son of Shealtiel, governor of Judah, and the spirit of Joshua, the son of Josedek, the high priest, and the spirit of all the remnant of the people. And they came and did work in the house of the Lord of hosts, their God. In the 4th and 20th day of the 6th month, in the 2nd year of Darius the king. Amen. Thank you so much again for visiting my channel. God bless you all this Monday. May you have a very blessed and a very happy Monday. In all power, all glory does go to Yahweh, God of Jacob, our Father, the only one that could save us. The only one. Amen. Hallelujah. Please, Lord, help us. For we do need it. God bless everybody.